in that black mouth of it, there are the two fangs in the front.
Yeah.
And what we want to do is we want to collect the venom.
The venom comes out of those fangs?
Yes, it does. It's like a doctor's needle.
88 decibels.
Here in Kenya they have some very impressive big animals, but you've got to look out for the small guys as well. Take this chameleon for instance. Oh, hello. Not only do they have the ability to change colour, but they can also rotate their eyes. Just take a look at that. One can go forward and one can go backwards. Now that would be a challenge, wouldn't it? Anyway, you're not my challenge, I'm sure, so I'll put you back there and find out what it is you're determined to come. Do you want to look at the challenge then? Here we go. Milk one of the most dangerous snakes in the world. Oh, I don't like snakes that much. Can't I have a chameleon challenge instead? No, I could try that. Before I got to grips with possibly the most dangerous snake in the world, I thought I should track down an expert. So I headed for Bioken Snake Farm and one of the foremost snake experts in the area, Royan. Royan, my challenge is to milk one of the most dangerous snakes in the world. So can you help me out?
Well, I think we possibly could. We have a very, very large collection of snakes here, and including some very, very dangerous ones. I would say if you're looking for a real challenge, perhaps we milk a black mamba. I would not advise you to do it on your own. There are very few people who would do that, but you can assist us in doing that. We'll do it with you.
I've got to be honest, I'm not a great snaky person. I like snakes, but I haven't handled that many, so could we maybe start with something a little tamer?
Yeah, I think we'll start you with something that's really, really harmless. Give
Okay.
you the feel with the hands. And once you got your confidence, then I think we just do it.
We'll work our way up.
Why not?
Sounds good to me, let's go.
Should we do it? This one is called an East African egg-eating snake.
Does it bite?
No, not at all. It's actually got no teeth. They eat eggs, birds' eggs. And you won't believe it, but that tiny head will be able to actually eat an egg. This
Serious?
size.
Wow.
It will crack the shell, swallow the contents, and spit the shell out.
That is a cool snake. Well, I think I'm obviously a highly experienced snake handler now, and I'm ready for the really dangerous one. It was time to get face to face with the black mamba.
So, Michaela, are you ready to do this?
I'm not sure. Should I be nervous?
These are very, very dangerous snakes, and we have to be careful.
Okay, what's the most dangerous thing that can happen? And I guess that it escapes.
Well, the most dangerous thing is that somebody gets bitten. We'll bring it out with the grab sticks, put it down on the ground. I'll pin it and pick it up by the back of the head. Once I've secured it behind the head, then you can come in and give us a hand. I'd like you to just come in next to me so you can hold the snake still while I concentrate on milking with the head, because I'll only have one hand on the snake at that time. We do have anti-venom for this snake right here. It's in the fridge not very far from where you're standing now, so if something was to go wrong, we're actually in a position where we could do something about it.
It's good to know that I'm not going to die during these challenges.
Well, that's very good, yes.
That's positive news. The team quickly selected a snake and with the utmost caution began the milking process. Safety is paramount. Just one bite from this snake could kill you within hours. So it's safe now.
Okay.
Got my hand.
Okay.
What do I do?
Take that, pass that on.
What's it all? Wow, it's a big snake,
Right,
isn't it?
can you hold here? One of the reasons they are called a black mamba is because they've actually got black lining on the inside of the mouth. And when they're annoyed, they will open the mouth and show you that, and it is actually a warning.
What does the venom actually do?
Well, the venom is designed to kill its food.
What would the venom do to a human?
It depends on the size of the snake, the size of the person.
Okay, if this one bit me. If this
particular snake bit you, you could very possibly collapse into a coma even within half an hour. But
Half an hour? So what are we going to do now? We're actually going to milk it
well,
now.
we're going to milk it, and what you'll see here is you'll see in that black mouth of it, there are the two fangs in the front.
Yeah.
And what we want to do is we want to collect the venom.
And the
in
venom
this
comes
jar.
out of those fangs.
Yes, it does. It's like a doctor's needle.
Now, obviously, there's a really good reason why you're milking all these black mambas.
Yes, to make anti-venom, you have to have the poisonous snake venom in the first place. And so when somebody's bitten by a snake, it is that anti-venom that will be used to save your life.
Well, I'd say with that, and with this, that is definitely challenge complete. Here in Panama, there's a lot of tropical rainforests, and they are fantastic places to see and hear all sorts of amazing animals. So hopefully my next challenge will include one of them. Soon find out. Out howl, a howler. Well, that's an interesting challenge. A howler is a howler monkey, and you do find them here in the forest. But they are very loud. So if I've got to compete with a howler, better warm up the vocal cords. La 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 la. The trouble is with a lot of wildlife is it gets up so flippin' early. It's 5:30 in the morning, and if I want to catch these howlers howling, this is the sort of time they wake up. The sound these howler monkeys make is believed to be the loudest sound of any land mammal. They obviously haven't heard me yet. Just call me Hawkeyes. I've spotted them in the dark. At the moment, all I can see is a big black blob high up in the canopy, and that's typical of where they'd spend the night.
As the light came up, I was able to get a better look at these cheeky monkeys.
Well, while I wait for them to start their howling, I'm going to set the competition. I'm going to see how loud I can be. Okay, this is my impression of a howler monkey. 88 decibels. Maybe I'll try my gibbon impression, which is a little bit louder. 102. Not bad.
Howlers have long necks and large lower jaws, which is where their powerful vocal cords are. It's the throat sac of the male monkey which is responsible for the loud howling. The sac resonates, which amplifies the monkey's call. The howls are often used to defend their territory. One troop will start howling to be answered by another. That way they can determine where the nearest competitors are. This is how they protect their food source, which is predominantly leaves and fruit.
They're starting. They are starting. You can hear there's a troop way in the distance. They started the howling, and this troop are now going for it. The battle has begun. And the reason they do this is so that the troops know where the other troop is. It's kind of like a really over-the-top way of saying, "Oi, get off my territory." Seem to be just other howler monkeys that this troop is trying to keep away. I think they're trying to keep us away as well. One did pee on me earlier on, one almost pooed on me, and now they're chucking branches at us. I reckon they're just scared of competition. You can hear that they've really kicked off now. The sound is pretty deafening and it's all around me, so I think it's only fair to see how loud it is on the sound meter. I've got a feeling it's going to beat me. 113, well that is much louder than I got. And they are quite a long way away from the sound meter, so I think it's only fair to say that they are the winners. That is challenge complete. For me, challenge failed. I'm obviously just such a quiet girl. Now, before I get my next challenge, I just had to check out these guys. Take a look at them. These are white lions, and they are absolutely beautiful. They're extremely rare, and the reason they're in this boma is because they're being captive bred to be released back into protected wild areas. Never seen anything quite like them. They are gorgeous. Anyway, I haven't come all the way to South Africa to look at animals behind a fence. I've come to do some wild challenges. So let's check the next one out. Be Dr. Dolittle and communicate with 3 different animals. Well, that doesn't sound too difficult. Maybe I can start with these guys. I'll do a lion noise. Maybe my Dr. Dolittle skills aren't so good after all. Now, the first animal that I'm going to try to communicate with lives in here. Now, I know this just looks like a pile of old rotting leaves, but this is the nest of the bush rat, and unbelievably a rat makes this huge nest with loads of tunnels, and you can see lots of entrance holes. This one. That is a sweet little bush rat. Now, if I'm honest, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to communicate with it, but what I'm going to do is see if it'll do an alarm call. So I'll pretend to be an eagle and see what happens. Absolutely nothing. Okay, I'm going to have one more go. And there's one there, just by the entrance hole. I'll see what happens when I do my impression at him. Oh. Well, it responded, but it certainly wasn't vocal. I don't think I've passed that particular one. Now, this challenge was going to be harder than I thought. It was time to try another animal. Now, this should be a guaranteed bit of communication. This is a tok-toki beetle. And what it does to communicate to other tok-toki beetles is it makes a banging noise with its bottom here. So let's put it down. I'll pretend to be a tok-toki beetle and I should get a response. I'm obviously just not attractive enough as a tok-toki beetle because the sound I'm making is supposed to make him interested. It's not supposed to make him run away. Come back. Why is it the easy challenges always end up so difficult? 0 out of 2. To complete this challenge, I was going to need a little bit more luck. Now, this is a great animal to stumble across. This is a leopard tortoise, and they're fairly easy to see here in the Karoo. What's not so easy is to get it to vocalise. Now, tortoises make a hissing sound, and they do that when a bigger animal that threatens them comes towards them. In particular, a lion. A lion finds a tortoise very interesting. It goes towards it, it'll push its head in and hiss. So now, I've got to try and be a lion. Yes, it hissed. Result. I could talk to a tortoise. Thank you, tortoise. Don't want to harass you anymore. Bye-bye. The tortoise had given me my first success. I was now on a roll. I was ready to move on to bigger and more dangerous things. Now, this is a creature that you don't want to get too close to. It's one of the most poisonous snakes in Africa. It's a puff adder. Now, unlike most snakes that would slither away to get away from you if you approached them, this snake, as you can see, stays completely still. And that's because it's an ambush hunter rather than an active hunter. So it waits for prey to come to it. However, if something too big comes towards it, like myself,
Then it hisses and puffs, and that's communicating to me, back off or I'll bite. Now I've got to be really careful because I'm not used to handling snakes. I really don't want to get bitten. Okay, it's hissing and it's puffing a bit. It's saying, go away, I respect this snake, I've achieved my challenge, I'm backing off. That was 2 down, 1 to go. Well, I've got one more animal that I need to communicate with in order to complete my challenge. I've got an idea, and if it works, it'll be really impressive. I'm going to pretend I'm a bird that's seen, I don't know, say a snake, and I'm going to make an alarm call. And hopefully other birds will come in, see why I'm alarmed, and then also start making a call. That's the plan. Let's see if it works. This is the call. That means, hey guys, come and check out what I found. I'll do it again. Now already birds are coming in, look. There's a little sunbird. Now that is incredible. They've come in so quickly. You can hear the birds are beginning to make a noise. Well, I think that worked pretty well. I did my alarm call, the birds came in, some on the branches, some on the ground. They checked out to see what the threat was. Once they were happy, they flew off. I can definitely talk to animals. Challenge complete. Just call me Dr. Dolittle. Now, did you know that there are only 2 species of deer that are truly native to Great Britain? One is this one, the roe deer. And can you guess what the other one is? Yes, it's the red deer. Oh, if only my challenges were that easy. Let's find out what the next challenge is. Test your strength against the world's strongest animal. Now, you probably think that's an elephant, but oh no, think again.
They're only about this big, but they're incredibly strong. Up to 500,000 can live in one colony. And these are them, ants, one of the strongest animals in the world. And this is Gary from the Wildlife Trust. Gary, when you look at them, they're just incredible, aren't they? I mean, they're all doing things.
They're amazing, and they all seem to work together. There's no one fighting, there's no one going against each other. They all know what to do.
So what type of ants are these?
These are wood ants, and there's about 6 woodland type ants, but these are one of the biggest in Britain. But there's about 50 types of ants in Britain.
This is obviously their nest. I mean, that in itself is pretty impressive.
Well, that's loads of bits and bobs, all from the woodland floor. They're like recyclers off the woodland. They get all these bits, and it all keeps the nest nice and warm, and the eggs that are inside keeps them nice and warm. So when they incubate, there's this constant temperature there.
I mean, when you look closely, it's amazing what they are carrying. I mean, look at that one. It's carrying a stick like 4 times its size.
That's it. He'd be the biggest pole vaulter in the world if he was the size of a human.
And what about this one here? I mean, there looks like there's one pushing it and about 3 riding it, but that's obviously poo.
Oh dear. Well, I hope they wash their hands after that one.
But what would that be like if we were carrying that amount of poo? How big would that poo be?
I wouldn't like to think.
It'd be about 4 times our size, wouldn't it?
That would be very big poo, the biggest poo in the world.
That's unbelievable. How strong are these ants?
Well, if you take on average, it's about 20 times their weight they can lift.
So what would that be like me carrying?
Or you'd have to carry a ton, Michaela.
A ton, that's like a car, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's going to be hard to match.
That's a tough challenge.
But that is my challenge.
Seeing the ant colony was amazing, but my challenge was to test my strength against the strongest animal in the world. So I headed to a local gym to put in some training.
If I could match the strength of an ant, I'd be able to carry a small car on my back for 7 to 8 miles. Let's face it, there's not much chance of that in here. I've got a better idea.
Well, it's
It's clear to me from my efforts in the gym that I struggle to even lift my own weight. So to lift 10 to 50 times my weight, I'm going to need the help of one of these. Right, I am ready to lift 20 times my own body weight. Here we go. Well, there you go. I've tested my strength against an ant, which proves one thing. I'm obviously much weaker than an ant, but I have the ability to use a machine to do the job for me. I reckon that's challenge complete.
You've seen some of those branches that we put in had huge thorns on, and they're just shoving them in. They're not even noticing the thorns.
Well, the best place to look for a barn owl is in a barn, and I reckon there's some in here. Oh, wait till you see what's in here. We've got a male and a female, and we've got eggs. Now, these birds are beautiful birds. They're very widespread throughout Europe, but sadly they're in decline in this country.